Hello everyone, so today I'm going to be talking about the legal dispute between Kesha and Dr. Luke, which has been getting a lot of buzz around social media, and of course, there's a bunch of other celebrities that's talking about this. I'm going to be showcasing a few articles that I found on the issue, which I'll put in a link below if you want to check them out yourself. But of course, if there's plenty of other places talking about this. Around October 2014, Kesha sued Dr. Luke for alleged sexual assault and battery. So let's take a look at what exactly her allegations are here. Kesha says Dr. Luke made her snort substance before boarding a plane and sexually assaulting her during the flight. So now this kind of raises a question for me as how exactly did he force her to snort any substance? I mean it kind of lacks detail here. Like, how are you being forced to do a line of coke or a pill or whatever you were snorting? I mean, couldn't you have easily just said no and then reported him to the authorities? On another occasion, Kesha claims after forcing her to drink with him, Dr. Luke gave her what he called sober pills. Which again raises the question, how did he force you to drink with him? I mean, was he being violent about it? Was he trying to threaten your career? And if so, why was there no report to the authorities? Why didn't you talk to Sony about him obviously abusing his power here? Of course, her lawyer, Mark Garagos, I believe is how you pronounce his name, told the site the lawsuit is an effort for Kesha to regain control of her music career and her personal freedom after suffering 10 years as a victim of mental manipulation, emotional abuse, and an instance of sexual assault at the hands of Dr. Luke. So this has been going on for supposedly 10 years. And again, we really don't see anything about if she's ever made an attempt to report this to either the authorities or Sony, which would be ideally what I would wish would have happened if this was indeed the case. But it's extremely hard to prove that there was an instance of sexual assault if you wait 10 years after the fact, instead of doing it, after he did indeed rape you. The facts presented in our lawsuit paint a picture of a man who is controlling and willing to commit horrible acts of abuse in an attempt to intimidate an impressionable, talented young female artist into submission for his personal gain. Well, yeah, good on you, but I really don't see much in the way of facts. I just see a lot of allegations without any sort of facts, actually. But okay, fine. Fair enough. Maybe we'll see some more, looking more into this. Surprisingly enough, shortly after Kesha filed the lawsuit, Dr. Luke filed his own suit claiming the singer and her family are trying to spread lies to get out of a contract. His lawyer, Christine Lepra, told TMZ that Kesha's lawsuit is a campaign of publishing outrageous and untrue statements. Which, given how much evidence has been given so far, I would have to kind of be inclined to agree with. And so, it should come as no surprise when the judge denies Kesha's request to end recording contract, saying that there's been no showing of irreparable harm. She's being given the opportunity to record. Sony has indeed agreed to the terms that she did not have to work with Dr. Luke to finish her contract, as she was highly successful with her first album and they are rather invested into her career, unsurprisingly. The judge also, on multiple occasions, stated that she wasn't seeing enough evidence to corroborate Kesha's claims of abuse and sexual assault. Therefore, there really isn't much to talk about, at least legally, because there's no physical proof that Dr. Luke actually did these things to her. But of course, Mark Garagos is arguing that Dr. Luke's endgame is to destroy her, because the best way to make money off a successful artist is to go ahead and destroy her career. To which the judge responded, it's not in Sony's best interest to make no money. Are you really saying that they're not going to promote her music? Which I would say is a great point. I mean, why would Sony or Dr. Luke go through all the trouble to ruin the career of somebody who they've spent 10 years elevating to where she is right now? It makes no sense. So the judge opted not to rule on a motion to dismiss counterclaims until Kesha's lawyers could get more information, because there just wasn't enough information to really make much of a case. So then Mark Garagos goes ahead and decides to claim that Lady Gaga was raped by Dr. Luke. Gaga insinuated on Howard Stern Tuesday morning she had been sexually assaulted by a record producer years ago but wouldn't name names. Mark Garagos tweeted, "Guess who the rapist was?" Someone responded and asked if it was Luke, and Garagos replied, "Bingo." What? She didn't name names because she wasn't trying to rile up a shitstorm. She's obviously just moved past it. So therefore, it must be the person you're trying to win a case against, obviously. It only makes sense. Of course, Gaga's rep told TMZ it's absolutely not true, although she would not comment on who Gaga was referring to when she made her comment on Stern, probably because she's not trying to rile up a social media shitstorm that's already, pretty riled up at the moment. Luke's rep tells TMZ Mark Garagos' statement is completely false and defamatory. Luke met Lady Gaga twice for less than half an hour total in those two meetings combined. He's never been alone with her and never touched her. So there you have it. There really isn't much to talk about. He's never been alone with her, and he's probably had multiple people with him at those meetings. But of course, the world's greatest lawyer goes on saying, "I said it because it's true." Saying the Cosby scandal is a trigger for the revelation. The Cosby allegations have now made others more courageous in coming out. So because of X, therefore Y. Is basically what he's saying here. And it seems like a good excuse for you to just come out and talk about a supposed rape that happened years ago. Garagos says he'll depose Gaga and Kesha's sexual assault lawsuit against Dr.Luke. Also tells us 3 other women, not as famous, also claim they had similar experience to Kesha's and will be deposed as well. And I'm sure those 3 testimonies will be extremely honest and not in any way a lie. And so, like the professional lawyer Mark Garagos has proven himself to be, he takes to Twitter and starts fanning the flames of the Twitter hate mob. If you negotiate a contract with an 18-year-old, does that mean after she signs it, you can rape her and get immunity? Apparently in USA. Confused why women don't report sexual assault? Ask Kesha. So you can just go to Twitter and see how much the shit he's been posting, just to fucking fan the flames of the Twitter hate mob. So if you go to Dr. Luke's Twitter, you'll see a lot of people from the hashtag Free Kesha movement saying this: asshole, die, trash. Some picture that they like to use as evidence, which is extremely circumstantial. Just free Kesha. It's just a fucking contract. Bye. Die. Die. Asshole. Die. Somebody supports rape. Now, even though this man is, by all definitions, not guilty, there is a huge mob of people on Twitter who have already decided his guilt. The funny thing is, if you go back, you'll see that she herself in a video saying that Dr. Luke didn't sexually assault or drug her. From an earlier case back in 2011. I'll go ahead and leave a link down to the video in the details below. But as you can clearly see in the video, she didn't seem very scared or hesitate for a moment, saying that he didn't do any of these things to her. Despite all this coming out, there are still plenty of people in hashtag Free Kesha who are just automatically siding with her. Then we have multiple celebrities coming up and saying that she was in fact raped, even though the judge has ruled that there just isn't enough evidence to support this. And so it's just turned to a Twitter hate mob pounding on Dr. Luke for something that hasn't even been proven that he's done.